This episode of Good Morning Marco is sponsored by Cava Culture Marco Island. Cava Culture Marco Island, it is the only non-alcoholic bar on Marco Island. It is a wonderful place to go. They got botanical teas, drinks, coffee, and all other sorts of things that you should definitely try if you haven't been there already. If you haven't heard all of our glowing reviews we've already given them on this podcast, you should definitely go and check them out. And if you need any extra push to go to Cava Culture this month, it is Good Morning Marco March just for a couple more days now. So make sure that you head down there and say Good Morning Marco when you check out, and then you will get 10% off your order. That is Good Morning Marco at checkout to get 10% off of your order. If they don't know what you're talking about, then just say trust me, and then they'll put it into the toast, and then it'll be good, and then you get 10% off, which will be phenomenal. So make sure that you go and support Cava Culture for sponsoring this episode and many other episodes of the Good Morning Marco podcast.
Good morning, Marco. This is the Good Morning Marco podcast, the first, best, and only podcast.
It's not the first, best, and only podcast. It's the first, best, and only podcast on Marco Island.
It's the first, best, and only podcast I listen to.
Okay.
So,
It's the second one of the best and one of the few podcasts I listen to.
I'm one of your hosts, Jordan Crayley.
And I'm Ryan Sullivan, and this is Good Morning Marco. Oh, that's fun.
And you're watching.
And you're watching Good Morning Marco. It's just wait, no. It's more of a there.
We should do that.
Huh?
No,
The thing is, have you ever seen the whatchamacallit, the bloopers of them recording the Disney Channel logo?
I've not.
Oh, it's so funny because they're so off. They're so off. It's like, and you're watching Disney Channel. It's
Wild.
bad. It's really bad. And someone went over and did the you're watching Disney Channel thing. They did they followed it. Because number one, it's weird seeing it without the magic skywriting, whatever. Using my body to block the wind, because I just know that I'm gonna have to put vocal isolation on these tracks in post. Anyway, Jordan, what are we doing? Where are we at? What are we talking about today?
We're tapping into our inner child here at the new park.
Yeah, well, this isn't necessarily a children's park.
I just meant because we were talking about Disney, and now we're
Oh, yeah, I
legitimately
suppose.
on the playground.
We are on the playground. We should have gotten JJ for this episode.
We should have. I have ideas.
I think when we do the Mackle Park episode, because we haven't done a Mackle Park episode.
Yeah, we haven't done the Kids Cove.
This is true.
We need a kid for the Kids Cove.
We do. We should have a team
I'll go
of
get
youngsters. What?
My nephew.
Okay, the way that you said that, it's like, I'll just go find where. It's like, I got a place.
I got some candy.
No! As you were.
So we're over here at the new park. It's right next to the, oh my gosh, why did I just blank on the name?
The Watermark.
The Watermark, yes.
Yeah, what is the Watermark? The Watermark's new as well.
Yeah.
The Watermark is the new assisted living assisted living society. Is it called a society?
I thought it was just a center.
I don't know. It's
What?
a place where it's not technically a nursing home, because there's not really nurses. There's just live-in care techs. I believe that's the distinction. But yeah, the Watermark is behind us, and I tell you what, a bunch of people were. Do you remember some of the controversy that was around putting that in the first place?
No, I did
A
not.
lot of people were really against putting in the Watermark. Now, I don't know why most people were against it. They could all agree with my dad, though. That necessarily usually isn't the case, though. But what my dad always said was he was concerned about when a hurricane comes, about when there's a mandatory evacuation, getting all the people living in here off the island.
Yeah, and it's not like you can use a big bus to get them all off, because once
You actually could.
Well, but once the winds get too high,
Oh,
you can't
well,
take a
yeah, but I
bus.
mean, at that point, you'd probably have them all off the island, though. That's kind of my take.
I mean, that's fair.
Some of my controversial hot take for this episode.
You see, I didn't think that there was like controversy with it. Like, I mean, I was just kind of because of my own personal reasons and my mother and like living on the island for a while. I was like, where was this when I needed it? But
yeah, I know, right? real and true. I wonder how much it is to. We'll I don't want to make any promises. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to make any.
They
promises,
have helped
but
with.
maybe
They did help with the Remember Paradise
did they?
event,
Okay. Then maybe
and
we
they
should
said
do
that
an
they were
episode
really
with them.
interested in like helping with future stuff as
Okay,
far
cool.
as that goes.
Well,
but
that's good to
it's
know.
really cool that like a place like that is on the water. It's really cool that it also have this park on the water.
Yeah.
So,
Which let's talk a little less watermark, a little more Castaways. What do you think about the name?
I like it to an extent. My family used to own a house on Castaways.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, oh, like homage to that kind of. Except I don't like that it's so far away from the actual road Castaways.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's necessarily named after the road. It might just be like the term Castaways. I don't know. I feel like Castaways doesn't really. I love the name, but I don't think it fits like the area, like this like specific spot. I mean, I actually really like the name. I'm upset that I didn't actually submit any names for it, because remember when they first announced that they were looking to name the park?
Yeah.
We were going to do a whole thing.
I submitted a name.
What did you submit?
I had submitted. I had submitted Pelican Point Park.
Pelican Point Park would be cool.
And like it's crazy because so I've tried to fish over here already. Peep, Marco Bait and Tackle. Love them.
We love Marco Island Bait and Tackle. We interviewed them on Christmas Eve. So go back and watch that episode, as you were.
Literally the greatest. They have some new mud minnows. But so like over here it's like kind of okay fishing, but I see so many pelicans that go by and I'm like, aw, too bad my name didn't win. But
yeah. I really wanted to submit Parky McParkface. I know that it wouldn't have made it, but
that would be hilarious though, to have like somebody have to read off.
Yeah. It's like, welcome to the new Parky McParkface Park. Well, because that was that whole thing about like that's kind of that's a thing that happens when people do naming contests on the internet. Back in 2018, I think it was. I think it was one of the Scandinavian countries, I want to say, so like Denmark or Norway. They were naming like their big like new state of the art naval vessel, and they did a contest online to see what people wanted to name it. And someone, I think 4chan got wind of it, and there was a massive grassroots campaign on the internet, and Bodie McBoatface won. And that's kind of how it started. And ever since then, it's just like, oh, you want to name something? It's that thing McThingface.
Yeah.
That thingy McThingface. Yeah.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. So this isn't like a normal like kids park. It's have you tried working out here at all yet?
Working out here? No, I typically do that in Mackle.
Okay, really?
Yeah, I go run around Mackle.
Okay, well, I have I've done some of the like exercises, because there's a board over there that has like the exercises that you see the only board.
Yes.
Right there. Yeah.
Oh, I was looking past that one at the dog sign.
Here, you know what?
I was like, what? Are you gonna go read it?
Yes, I am.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, you'll only be able to see me on the wide. But
well,
be okay.
We can only use the wide. It'll work. Honestly, one thing that I've thought about though is that like I feel like this is like so tall, and like.
What's tall?
Like overall, like how tall the monkey bars and stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah, no, it doesn't really seem like it's gonna. The kids.
It doesn't
really be
feel
able
like it's for kids.
Okay,
like,
let's see. So this is Thrive 900 by Game Time. There is a QR code right here that you can scan in order to watch instructional videos on how to do everything. Every different station is numbered. You've got the decline sit-up bench. That's
that.
That's this. This is a decline sit-up bench.
You see,
they want you to sit on it like this and do. Oh, this is going to be hard. This is it? No, I don't think that's actually right. I don't know if you're supposed to sit on it backwards or forwards.
You know what's crazy is that so when Yancey and I came here,
did he try to do like sit-ups on it?
No, we both were walking by with Hattie, and we both looked at it at the same time, and it looks like something that kids are supposed to run up and then like put their foot off on the big like black part on the top and backflip off of. I thought that's what it was for. That's why I'm like, I don't feel like this is a kids park.
Yeah, no, so you're supposed to sit on the sit-up bench with knees bent, feet under the support bar. Place arms across chest, lean back till you're back. Okay, that's
so
fine.
This is more of like a workout, like American Ninja Warrior type.
So then that is the Swedish ladder.
Swedish?
And then let's see, where's 3? Variable monkey bars. Where's the step-up platforms? I think we're sitting on the step-up platforms. I'm sitting on one of the step-up platforms.
What am I on?
So the step-up platforms, that's supposed to be like...
To help you get to them? Oh.
Like those.
This is very interesting, especially since like we were just talking about like... It's very interesting that they chose this type of thing to be in a park when the YMCA has like a new like healthy center.
Well, you know, I think wait, here, before, because I want to talk about that. I'm going to name off what the rest of the things are. Let's see, dual chain pods. That's confusing. Oh, it's those. Those climbing
things, yeah.
Then chain ladder. Of course, you can see the chain ladder over there. Variable pull-up station. That's this guy over here.
One, yeah.
So you can
It has the.
I'm so glad I brought the super long mic cable.
Are you about to do one?
I'm going to try my best. I can at least hang. Just don't mind me just hanging around. This is such a stupid episode. Anyway, and you know what? I'll just let the people, they can look at what the other things are. But I think those
leave some
look
to
very
the
fun.
imagination.
Yeah, leave it.
I really wanted to lay up on this for the episode. I just want that to be known.
Yeah,
but I wanted to like chill up here.
Be in the net like you're like a fly trapped in a spider's net. Spider's net, spider's web. Charlotte type vibes. Okay, what were we just saying? What did I say? Hold that thought.
The YMC Health Center.
Okay, yeah. What is that? I haven't even heard a thing about that. And I teach a class at the YMCA, which will start on March 29th, this upcoming Saturday. Sign up, kids, ages 6 to 12. 7 to 12. Yeah.
I haven't heard much about it. I do like occasionally see the sign for the new building as I'm going by. I remember late last year they did like the groundbreaking thing for it.
Mm-hmm. I just realized that I'm not recording the mains. I'm only recording our individual channels. It's okay. It's no big, but it's just going to make my life just a tad bit more difficult later.
Oh.
It's okay. Actually, it might make it easier. We'll see. As you were. Sorry.
You're good. So they did the groundbreaking ceremony like late last year, but I feel like almost kind of like how nobody knew late last year this actually got named, because I think it happened in like December, right? That they picked the name.
It was very shortly after we had finished the whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
The what's it called? The I'll feel bad. After we finished the election episodes, so it must have been like mid-November or something like that.
Yeah, like, and to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about that YMCA Health Center. If I were to infer, I would say just because of how like Mackle typically does like their fitness over 50 stuff, and like now there's this weird fitness kids park thing here. Like I feel like it would have to be something similar to that, just like an additional space for maybe anybody, maybe even like more of the youths on Marco to kind of have that opportunity. Because I do find it weird is that like one thing when you go into Naples, a lot of parks that are able to kind of like give you your beach sticker kind of stuff, they always have like smaller little gyms you can like be a member of that are attached to them. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
they're like little community park gyms. And so like I feel like there's nothing like that on Marco that's reasonable. Every gym you want to go to is like 180 a month or something like that. So but
no, Excel is wild. You know, I think that this here is great because, I mean, especially people are starting to become a little bit more health conscious, just like nationally, because like we're starting to realize it's like, oh wait, maybe we shouldn't be putting carcinogens in all of our foods. Maybe we should stop frying everything in just cancer-causing chemicals and start putting it in beef tallow again. People are starting to like realize that, hey, maybe we shouldn't be slowly killing ourselves all the time. So, anything that is, because personally, I love the placement of the park because this is a 15-minute walk from my house.
I feel like this is the middle point between our houses.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a very far walk from my house. So on the weekends, what I've been doing, like Saturday mornings, I've been coming in, doing a long walk with the dogs, coming down here, and I have them both on their leashes, and I latch their leashes to my backpack so that I can just let them kind of run around on leash while I just go through some of the exercise things, and it works out great.
That's awesome.
So, and the thing is though, because it's such a sort of a small place, and we just experienced this right now, if there's someone else there, you kind of don't want to be here as well.
Yeah.
There was a woman here working out with her little kid when I stopped back here after work a couple of days ago, and I was just like, oh well, I just took a lap around the park and then I went home because just like I don't really want it's just one other person.
It is a very intimate space.
Yeah. It is fairly small. I feel like when it gets a little more popular and it's just like, oh, there's someone eating lunch over there, there's people walking around. What I'm excited for is these trees. These trees are going to be pretty big trees. And I don't know if you know this. I think we discussed this on the episode with David Leeser. Marco Island only has 11% tree coverage. The state average is 35%.
Wild.
Yeah. I think Sanibel would be a great comparison because Sanibel also an island very similar to Marco, gets a similar amount of hurricanes. They have all their power lines sunk and they've got more trees. I think I just noticed you can't see any power lines from here too, which is great. That makes the park look even better. That makes me happy.
Across the water.
Well, yeah. Where?
In between those houses.
Oh, okay, Jordan. I'm gonna level with you. I have cataracts. I can't see that far.
No, it's okay. I'm just being a smart aleck.
Okay. So. But yeah, I really I think once it gets a little, either it's going to stay this extremely intimate place or it gets a little bit more popular so that people don't really care.
You see, one thing that I thought about, and like, okay, so like, kind of again referring to the watermark, I'm not too familiar with, since it's not like a nursing home, the freedom that the residents will have.
Oh, yeah.
But I wonder if it would like almost become like, it's mostly elderly people here. Are there going to be caretakers that are like always here watching kind of thing? And I feel like if it turned into that, I wouldn't want to be here as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, I mean, I do feel like it's totally, obviously, great to have a common space. But I just wonder if it would be like one of those things that's like heavily in rotation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like thinking that during
And like if you're on your balcony and watching me, whatever, that's your problem. But like,
no, I'm thinking like visitation hours. It'll be great for families to come and bring like
yeah.
people out because it's so convenient. It's you walk outside. Which have you looked at all at the watermark like the back area there?
Like walking behind this way? Yeah, I have,
Yeah, have you walked up to like the fountain and stuff like that?
I didn't know if I could.
I didn't know if I could either, but there was nobody here, so I was like, okay.
You're like, okay.
Well, the first time there was people here working. The second time I was just like, there's nobody here yet because I don't know if it's open yet.
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
I believe they're doing like all of the interior like final touches.
Yeah, because it looks pretty nice outside.
It does. It looks really nice.
Once those sable palms bloom a little bit, I think it'll be a really, really nice looking spot.
Yeah. And I like that it's dog friendly here. Like they have things on both ends where you can like take care of your dog's business and stuff.
Yes.
And like I like that it's small because like Hattie, she's a little dog and she's getting old. So like she feels really happy when she can like complete a couple laps here instead of like dying partway through Mackle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the one thing that I feel like should be like here that isn't is so they have different options for like water and everything, but like they could have just easily had a dog water.
I know
one.
that's what I was thinking. I had the exact same thought. I'm glad that you brought it up, because those water fountains over there are also pretty cold. Believe it or not, you just have to wait like a second. Yeah. And then they've got a bottle refill. They've got a shorter one for the youngins, and then they got a taller one. But there's no dog water fountain. That would have been a really good idea.
Yeah, I like especially something so over here on the island where they do make it to where you can walk from wherever that way. You know, like it's I don't know. I feel like it's something that's commonly overlooked on the island.
Yeah. I still think though, what I did?
Normally bring like a little cup or like a bowl or something.
I have a hiking bowl, like one that is collapsible. A collapsible, if you will. I'm jealous of you that you have bean coffee right now.
Shout out to Tristan. Thank you for recommending this awesome banana bread tasting coffee.
I should have stopped.
It is amazing.
I should have stopped. I should have made some time. Oh, look, we've got people meeting up over here. It's fun. Let's see. How long has this episode been so far? We're sitting at about 22 minutes. So we've got a couple of minutes left of discussion time.
Or workout time.
Yeah, with the rest of it is a training montage.
We're gonna demonstrate how to use each and every one of these things.
You've got a man and you ain't got a best to take it. History repeats itself. You're the best around, and no one's ever gonna get me down. You're the best around. That's from the Karate Kid.
Ah.
Yeah. I was debating either that or going full Rocky mode, going Eye of the Tiger and such. But anyway, do you think that this parking lot's kind of small?
Yes. And one thing that somebody had asked me prior, cough, cough, Yancey, because he's the only person I've talked to about this park yet. But
yeah, I haven't talked to a single soul other than you about this park.
Fair. Well, this is like a really good discussion in my opinion. I really enjoy this. He was wondering if they were going to eventually open that. And I was like, no, probably not, because on the other side of that is where the employees for NCH park.
Well, here's the thing. There's this building, and then there's another brand new building that they're building over there, which is where the new urgent care is going. This building might be getting torn down.
See, I didn't think that the park was here yet because my interpretation was that it was going to be
there.
Yeah,
me too.
I thought, I was like, okay, when they get done building that one, everything transfers over, that'll be gone, and then they'll build the park. And so you told me, you're like, hey, you know, Castaway's Park. And I was like,
also
what?
Shout out to Tom Evolutionary Tom. He's the only reason I knew that this park was here.
He's the only way I figured out where to park for this park.
Did you watch his video?
I did. So I parked over in front of this NCH, the tan one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like I'm not supposed to like walk through or walk around. Like that's really weird.
Is the sprinklers starting?
I don't think so.
What
Maybe.
is that noise? Anyway, as it were. I'm thirsty.
You can go try out the fresh, crisp.
Should I do a review of the water fountain? I wonder how far my microphone. My microphone definitely won't reach that far.
We'll save that for the end, and we'll just rotate.
We literally could pick up the board and both walk over there. It'd be stupid, but we could.
But we could. We have that free will.
We have the technology. Actually, no, I don't know if we. I don't know if we do have the technology because the back plate for the batteries it might just go, and then we'd be dead on arrival.
Missing back plate for our board.
Yeah.
If found, contact
Ryan at goodmorningmarco.com, or Jordan at goodmorningmarco.com. I'm thinking, is there anything that you want to discuss outside of Castaways Park that we just have a little bit of time left on the end of the podcast?
Ooh, oh no.
They picked a new city councilor.
Oh.
This will be topical when this comes out. Because also, what's interesting is two people that we interviewed put their names in as well.
Two people that we interviewed.
Yes. Both Becky Irwin and Rich Blana put their names back in to become the 7th counselor. Because did you know?
Understandable.
I was talking to David after the episode, after you had gone home, and he said Becky only lost the 4th seat by 500 votes, which in a 16,000 voting population isn't all that much. So there was like, just let Becky, and it's like, but what do you think about? I was talking with one of the city councilors. I won't name who, just to keep that conversation between us, but about the concept of a special election. This person said that because it's against the city charter to be able to do a special election, to have chosen that 7th counselor, there's not really a point in doing it. Do you think that it would be better, like, let's say that this problem were to happen again, where which this is a very unique situation, which was really only going to happen with this unique set of circumstances, but I don't think we should rule out the fact that it could happen again. Do you think that we should try to change the city charter to make it so that if there is a vacancy, if the council, like, let's say they do 2 rounds of voting and cannot come to a decision, a tie-breaking vote, then it goes open to a special election or something like that?
I feel like something definitely does need to be done. I wouldn't 100% say that maybe special election is the complete and utter, like, utmost top up there answer to that.
Well, what do you think? Because I mean, this council's been in since November, and it's late March, and they just chose the 7th city council,
which is like ridiculous.
First order of business it's like, all right, let's replace Greg Foley, and they couldn't do it, like, because it's been. I think also something I think is really interesting is it's been 3-3, nearly every vote, except then all of a sudden it's 6-0. Renee Champagne won with 6-0.
Oh, that's insane.
Which I think is really interesting. Which
I want to know, like, why? Like, what characteristics per person sealed the deal on that? You know what I mean?
I think that'd be very interesting to find out.
Because, I mean, thinking of how everything was always 3-3 and it was always split, this person must really find a way to, like,
tick all the boxes for everybody.
Exactly, to kind of bring everything together, to compromise.
I know
all that
a little
stuff.
bit. I know a little bit about Renee Champagne. I know, for one, that he is very much involved on the island. I have not heard a single person ever talk bad about this man. He's in no way, shape, or form a controversial figure. I know that when I was at MIA, our pavilion was called the Rene Champagne Pavilion because he donated all the money to build out our outdoor pavilion. And I'm pretty sure there are other portions of the new MIA building that is named after him because he donated the money for it, as well as I believe he's the vice chairman of the school board, of the Mark Wiley Academy Board of Directors, that is. So incredibly involved, incredibly actually for the youth on the island, which is a good thing. And then I know I saw both I saw two friends of the podcast at the Marco Nature Night. Both Benita Schwan and Deb Henry were there, and they both spoke very highly of him as well. We didn't get to talk all that long about it because I think we might have to do a return episode with some of our people, like do a retrospective on the first, like maybe November comes around, we do another episode with some of the current sitting councilors that we had already interviewed.
That
cool.
May
be fun.
It'd be cool to do maybe something like in city council where they're all there and we're like talking.
Actually, like seeing if we could get like the only issue is, according to Florida sunshine laws, we wouldn't actually be able to have like, unless it was during an actual like specially called meeting, they wouldn't be able to talk to each other while on the podcast with us about city council stuff.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, isn't that so weird?
No comment.
Okay. Well, so for example, tomorrow we're going out and judging the Marco and Bloom competition.
Nice.
Which there's like 26 entries. Mind you, when we made that episode, guess how many entries there were? 3. So I'm not saying the episode had anything to do with it.
But I'm also saying that
I'm also saying that for the most part, people always wait for the last minute for stuff like that. So the thing is, we had like a few years ago, the beautification committee was like, oh, let's all get in a bus or a van or something and go around to each island around to each house so we can discuss it. And the city attorney's like, well, we can't do that because that would be violating sunshine laws. You can't actually discuss with each other about the Bloom competition outside of a city meeting, which is so dumb.
Live stream city meeting on the go.
No, we even suggested that, and they said that it wouldn't work.
But to kind of like veer a little.
Go ahead.
You were mentioning like school, all that jazz. We were in a park, so like this kind of clicked. I had read something a little bit ago, and I mean I didn't really fully follow up on it because it kind of seemed like it might be misinformation. But if you have heard about this, I want to ask.
Okay.
Something about how one of the parks had like a, I don't want to say deal, that's not the word, but like kind of like a contract use with the school, and it's no longer.
So are you talking about the baseball field?
I believe, yeah.
Yeah. So they actually figured that out. I remember I was actually talking with Benita about it. Because she comes to every one of the board meetings for all the different advisory committees. So both her and Deb Henry came to the meeting for my first beautification committee meeting, because that was a really big one that they got like early on. So like back in late January was when they actually figured that out. I don't know exactly what all went down with that. I just know that there was a deal with the county and maintenance from who, what, where, why, and now the school didn't technically own it, but the school was borrowing it, and then it's like, okay, well, now we're not going to pay for it anymore. Well, now the city is going to be paying for it. So I believe That's what's going on.
Okay,
So it's not actually.
I didn't know if it was like a thing between like, okay, now the school can't use it thing.
No. They there was a whole big stink about the school wasn't going to be able to use it because the shared use thing had like expired, but the city figured it out. So I don't know the exact details of it.
I'm glad you kind of knew what I was talking about though, because I had seen it so long ago.
Such a while ago.
Such a while ago.
Well, Jordan, we got a very exciting episode coming up next week.
We do.
I'm all tangled up here. Jordan, we got a very exciting episode next week.
We do. I am super excited for it. It is something that's honestly been a long time coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is going to change a lot of perspectives.
It's going to change some hearts and minds.
It is.
We have some NDAs that we've signed, so we can't tell you exactly what we're doing. But let's just say I can't tell you what we're doing.
I've got a lot I can't say, so I'm gonna say that I can't say a lot.
We got a lot I can't say, so I'm gonna say nothing. With that,
don't forget that this is the very, 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 very last week. You can go to Cavaculture and tell
ever,
them...
ever. It's the last time ever.
Ever. For the Good Morning Marco March offer, mention Good Morning Marco over at the Cavaculture Marco Island. Get 10% off your tab.
Your order, your tab.
Your order.
Your order, your tab.
Order.
All that
Order in the Kurt.
Jordan, where in the world can they find you?
Hopefully still Marco Island coming this next month.
Speaking of which, I have something to talk to you about that Benito mentioned to me.
Oh, interesting. You can find me on Instagram. It's going to be JGCraley03. For my work account, it's going to be Current Creations FL. And make sure you stay tuned to that Remember Paradise account as well. There is some stuff coming up in the next couple months.
We'll be taking the island back.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, Ryan, where can they find you?
You can find me in many such places, but online you can find me at RyanMSullivan.com. That's RyanMSullivan.com. That's RyanMSullivan.com. There you can find links to all my social media, to this podcast, my old podcast, and you can find a link to purchase my book that is Picayune Strand by Ryan M. Sullivan, which is available now on Amazon. If you want to have a little spook me up time. You can also find that in other places. There's links on there too. As well as these
sprinklers don't sound like they're doing too good.
Yeah, they don't sound too hot. We're going to have to call I think we didn't even mention
look at that one. You can see that one right by the tree. It's just like water falling.
We didn't even mention I think that this park was Rich Blana's idea. But I don't know that for sure, so we can always fact check that. Anyway.
Future Ryan.
No. Also, I think we're planting a tree here, beautification, and naming it after Michael Collins.
Ooh.
I think we are. I don't know yet, though. Anyway, with that being said, you can also find all Good Morning Marco stuff at Good Morning Marco Pod. That's goodmorningmarco.com as well. Good Morning Marco Pod for the social medias of such and sorts. And also, you can get merch. You can get the hats. You can get the shirts. And you can get new shirts coming soon as well.
So much exciting stuff coming up, guys.
Yes. Let's see. That's it.
That is all.
Thank you so much for watching. It really does mean the most. And we will see you all in the next one. Bye.